I got the opportunity to interview world-class experts on health and mindset, and I was able to read hundreds of books in the last 2.5 to 3 years, and I learned so many lessons that changed my life. So here are some of the lessons I learned that changed my life. Don't commit the ultimate sin. I have learned something from a book called 10 Pillars of Mental Performance Mastery by Brian Kine, and it blew my mind. See, if your strengths and interests match with the need of the world, then you will become ultra successful. That's what the author says. When you find the intersection of your strengths, interests, and the need of the world, then you will never work in life because everything is a joy. So SIN, strength, interest, and needs. Try to see that your strength and interest match the need of the world. Then it would be super awesome. If you do not do that, you are committing the ultimate sin. The reason is that the real meaning of sin, the etymology of sin is that missing the mark or missing the target. When the archer shoots the arrow, if it misses the mark, it is called as a sin. So if you don't find the intersection of your strengths, interests, and needs of the world, then you're committing the ultimate sin, which is not using your strengths to help other people, and it is the ultimate sin according to the author. Some people might say, oh, I already missed the mark. Then I will say that take another shot. You can always do that. Be like a smelly goat.
What?
Yes, you have heard it right. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor from 2000 years ago, said this, that be like a smelly goat. So imagine this. Imagine a room full of people and suddenly a smelly goat enters the room. Everyone in the room will smell it, and the goat don't have to explain or say that I am smelly, right? Similarly, when you are being something, there's no need to say to everyone that I am being love or I am being patient. No, if you're really embodying that being, people will automatically notice and they will know. In Primary Greatness, the book written by Stephen Covey, he gives us a Latin phrase, esse quam videri. Sorry if I mispronounce it, but what it means is that to be rather to seem. Unfortunately, in this world, many people are focusing on seeming rather than being. To be rather than to seem should be our target. Deepest work within 4 walls. Recently, I attended an ultimate experience where my friend Ankush Jain was speaking on the stage, and he said something that resonated to me so much that it changed my perspective. He said that the deepest work that we can do is within the 4 walls of the home. There's a trap many people who are learning the self-help and personal development fall into, which is that they practice everything they learn in front of others, not in front of their family or within 4 walls of home. They will be patient, they will be loving, they will be so kind to others outside the family, and when it comes within the family, they think that they can be anything they want to be because their family understands. Yes, family understands, but does that mean that they have to be treated less than others? See, I will give you an example. Imagine that you're having some issue or fight with your family member or your spouse or anyone in your family, and suddenly a stranger knocks the door or a relative knocks the door. And when you open the door, you behave very nicely that, hi, how are you? It's been a long time. You speak like that. Can you see the paradox here? You have the ability to change your being instantly in front of others, but when it comes to family, you're not practicing what you preach. Please don't fail to recognize this, but your place in your family is not replaceable. Your place as an employee in another company can be replaceable, but your place as a father, as a wife, as a husband, as a mother can't be replaceable. If we don't prioritize our love alongside our work, we may not have the opportunity to set and celebrate the achievement of our work goals with the people in our lives who matter the most. So try to think of a way to spend more quality time with your family. You are your brother's keeper. Recently, I have read a book called Thoughts of a Philosophical Fighter Pilot by James Stockdale, and I found a nugget of wisdom in there. In that, the author says that you are your brother's keeper. Period. So when it comes to helping people, many people ask this question that what's in it for me? But we should change that question into how can I help? As Martin Luther King said, many people ask, if I stop to help this man, what will happen to me? But a good Samaritan reverses this question. If I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to him? I am choosing to be a good Samaritan. Are you? Be a hero. If you ask someone the definition of a hero, many people would say that, the hero is the massacre of the bad guys. The hero has the power to kill 1,000 people. But in reality, if we go to etymological roots, the real meaning of the hero is protector, or to be more clear, the person who has the strength to protect two. Can you see that? The hero is the person who has the strength to protect two. So hero is a person who protects others while protecting himself. So here I would like to connect some dots. One of my most favorite quotes of all time is given by Abraham Maslow. He says that what one can be, one must be. See, what one can be, one must be. It is not saying that one should be or one can be, but one must be. The reason why one must be is there in this quote is that, see, in order to become a hero, you should have the strength to protect yourself and others, right? In order to protect others, you should first know how to protect yourself. You can protect yourself and others only when you fulfill your actual potential and you actualize your potential. So in order to become a hero to help others, what one can be, one must be, so that you can help others. So are you choosing to be a hero or a heroine or just a regular person? I'm choosing to be a hero. That's why I made the channel as Hero VMS. There is no black and white. Recently I was watching an anime because I'm a fan of anime. I watch lots of Japanese anime, and that's why I'm learning Japanese also. And I was watching an anime called Boku no Hero Academia, where the main character spoke something that resonated with me so much.
白と黒だけじゃない。世界のほとんどはグレーで、不安や怒りが渦巻いてる。だからこそ、そこに手を差し伸べなきゃ。
I used to think that there are good people, bad people, there is this and that. But I have come to realize that there is no black or white. The world is grey. There is good and bad and good. So it is all about the proportion of good and bad. If we become the hero that we are supposed to be, then you will have the ability to rescue people from the darkness so that they can see the light. So many people think that, okay, if the person is like this, they will never improve, they will be like this. But they might be that because of lack of awareness. As we said, what one can be, one must be. If you become what you can be, then you'll also gain the knowledge to bring other people out of the darkness. So this really impacted me. There is no black or white. But the entire world is in grey. When we come from this perspective, you will be less judgmental. Enthusiasm. See, if I talk to anyone, people will say that enthusiasm is my superpower, and I'm super proud of it. And there's a super meaning behind enthusiasm. The word enthusiasm, if you go to etymological roots, it is made from two Greek words. That is entheos, which means God within. I will explain even further and it will blow your mind. If a person is enthusiastic, that means that God possesses them. That's super cool, right? So if a person is enthusiastic, God will possess that person to make the things work. So the people who are enthusiastic will make impossible things to possibility. That's my superpower. It's like I'm giving you the key to access God's power. You can access it right away if you are enthusiastic. So as we are talking about etymology, I would like to give you one more thing. That is sculpt yourself. Do you know the real meaning of character? The etymological root word of character. In Greek, if you go back to the origins, it means chisel. Chisel? So the word character comes from a Greek word meaning chisel, or a mark left by chisel. Of course, you know that chisel is a sharp object that you can use to sculpt the rock into any sculpture you want, right? So similarly, character is something that you can always sculpt. People think that if a person assumes an identity, it is forever. If a person thinks that he's stupid, he will think that he's stupid forever. Or if a person thinks that he's angry, he will think that he's angry forever. But remember that our character is always sculptable. God or universe has given us the raw materials and a chisel. And many people think that raw material is the final product, but they forget that God also gave us the chisel to sculpt us into anything we want. Just like a sculptor sculpts a sculpture from a rock, we can always chisel our raw material, which is character, to whatever character you want, and you can always improve. See, the raw material is always there, and everything that happens to you, good or bad, is an opportunity for building your character. Always have a target. Imagine you're walking in a forest, okay, with a bow and arrow, but you don't have any target to hit upon. Then it would suck, right? Because you have all the tools and all the talent and all the skills to use your potential, but if you do not have the target, you can't shoot it anywhere and your talent will be wasted. See, that's why having a target is very important. If there is a target, then you have the opportunity to test out everything and you can test out your skills. If you do not have a target, you have nothing to do. You have all these things in the world and you can't use it. It's like having a nice shirt that you bought, ironed shirt, but you never use it and you keep it in the cupboard. Slowly what happens is that the shirt will crumble into pieces and it will be eaten by rats or something, but at the end of the day, you could not be able to use the shirt that you have bought. So similarly, having a target is a very important thing, and no matter what stage in your life you are at, always have a target so that you can actualize your potential. As we are talking about the target, there's one more thing that we need to keep in mind, that outcome is out of hands. See, the job of the archer is to fully focus on the target, make sure the arrow hits the target. And that's it. You cannot control the outcome. Imagine that you prepared everything and you tried to hit the target and suddenly wind came and moved the target. What can you do? You can't do anything, right? So that you need to keep in mind. As Gandhi said, full effort is full victory. not the outcome. I interviewed Donald Robertson, who is world-class expert on Stoicism and also an expert in cognitive behavioral therapy. When I was interviewing him, he gave me a Latin word which really stuck in my mind, that is Dio volente, which means God willing. So Stoics from thousands of years used to use this, that I will focus on process but not on the outcome. If God is willing, it will happen. For example, I will travel to Rome if God is willing. I will put all my focus and efforts on the process, but if God is willing, it will happen. Remember this, we need to focus on the process and let the outcome be what it is. I'm sure that you heard of a book called Antifragile by Nassim Taleb, and it's like a really good book. And in that, the author mentioned 3 levels of being. One is fragile, second resilient, third is anti-fragile. See, if you are fragile, if something happens in your life, you will break and you will go into negative spiral. Okay, so we should not be fragile. But many people think that they will be resilient, and I will be resilient. But there's a catch here. Resilience means that you will withstand things. If something happened in your life, you will withstand it and you will bear it until you break. In the state of resilience, you will get hit by so many things, but you will be able to withstand it, and slowly you will break away. What author recommends us is to be in the state of anti-fragile. I will tell you what it is. So anti-fragile is something that no matter how many obstacles or how many challenges you face, or no matter how many hits you take, you always become stronger. You will not break away, but you will become stronger. Remember, it's like a fire. The blazing fire consumes whatever that is in the path and become even brighter. See, that's how we should be. Anti-fragile means that no matter how many things that come our way, we will become even stronger. So out of all the 11 lessons, what did you like the most? Please do comment. I will reply to each and every comment personally. So let me know your thoughts. So what do you want to see next? Comment below and I will make it possible. So thanks guys. You guys are awesome tackler, and yo.